I want to go at this moment. I'll come back to Indrajit in a moment because you are at the very spot, Indrajit, where the Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav is supervising operations. OP Singh, former DG NDRF, joining us. NDRF deeply involved in the rescue operation. OP Singh, as you, from your experience, what is the big challenge when you are dealing with a situation of two trains colliding, high-speed trains, several bogies getting derailed? What is the biggest challenge as night falls? We are now what? Well past 8 p.m. What is the big challenge for the NDRF, sir?
Mr. Rajdeep, no doubt that it is a great tragedy, very great national tragedy. You have almost more than 260 casualties. You have more than 900 people getting injured and 23 coaches getting derailed. This is the greatest tragedy on earth. But at the same time, I must compliment the NDRF for having capitalized the golden hours. You know, within no time, within 1 hour or so, one team from the nearest regional response center that arrived on the spot, and within 1 and 2 hours, again, 9 teams came to go for the search and rescue operations. And their main task was to look for survivors. Their main task was to rescue the live victims. And probably they extricated many dead bodies as well as the live victims. Now the challenges are many in such a situation where you have a tragedy of this scale. The challenges are many, but at the same time I must say that NDRF is a very premier force, and the role of NDRF becomes very critical in such a situation.
I'm going to stop you. I'm just going to stop you, OP Singh ji, for a moment, because Anubhav Das is a survivor from this accident. Tragedy, and he's joining us from Cuttack in Odisha. अनुभव, आप हमें बताइए कि क्या हुआ, किस तरह से जो आपने क्या देखा, क्या सुना जब ये एक्सीडेंट हुआ? अनुभव,
हम लोग को एक्सीडेंट हुआ हावड़ा ट्रेन में, एक्सप्रेस में एक्सीडेंट हुआ था सर, और उसके बाद हम लोग बहुत मुश्किल से निकल गए थे।
करीब 7 बजे थे। सब लोग, कोई तो सोया नहीं होगा उस समय, सब जगे हुए थे, सब ट्रेन बिल्कुल भरी हुई थी, बहुत लोग थे कंपार्टमेंट में।
6:30 साढ़े 7 बजे से हम लोग मतलब ट्रेन गए थे हम लोग।
ट्रेन भरी हुई थी।
6 से 7 बजे से तक एक्सीडेंट हो गया था।
ट्रेन में बहुत भीड़ थी, बहुत लोग थे ट्रेन में, बहुत लोग भरी हुई थी, पूरा कंपार्टमेंट भरा हुआ था।
हाँ, तो पूरा भरा हुआ था एक्सीडेंट ये ट्रेन में।
तो जब ये आप कहाँ थे?
ब्रेक मार दिया और एक्सीडेंट हो गया।
ब्रेक मार दिया जोर से और ट्रेन उलट गई।
अंदर में, बोगी में।
आप बोगी में थे, आपका बोगी उलट गया या आपका बोगी?
नहीं, बोगी उलट गया, हम लोग अंदर में थे ना।
तो अभी आप बालासोर हॉस्पिटल में हैं?
सर,
कौन आपको ले गया हॉस्पिटल? कौन ले गया आपको?
हाँ, माय फादर, नहीं, ब्रदर।
आपके ब्रदर आपको ले गए हॉस्पिटल। तो आपके फैमिली में सब ठीक है, सब सुरक्षित है? आपके फैमिली में सब ठीक है?
हाँ, सब सुरक्षित है, एकदम ठीक ठाक है।
चलो, गुड टू हियर दैट। आपने हमसे बात की, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, थैंक यू वेरी मच। आप वहां हैं हॉस्पिटल में। Anubhav Das, one of the survivors. Yes, Mr. OP Singh, you were telling us about the NDRF and why you think the NDRF is one of the best organizations to handle disaster management.
You know, it's a stand-alone force, and NDRF has been very critical in such a situation. As you all know that it's nowadays you have the technological response. The equipment are being used, a lot of sophisticated equipments are being used. And the response has to be time bound. You cannot just wait on so many things. And then you have the multi-hazard responses, you know, the kind of relations, the kind of collaborations you get from other agencies. You always work in conjunction with other state agencies. For example, in this case also, NDRF worked with ODRAF and other state agencies. So if you look at the challenges, you'd find that, you have the weather conditions. Yesterday, it must be very hot. Today also, it's, working in a hot condition and keeping the operations on. That's something very great challenge. And apart from that, you have the vast area to cover. You have 23 bogies getting derailed. So you have a long expanse to cover. And on top of that, you have the crowd management. People are surging, people are there to get curious about all this. Like, यद्यपि भी हम लोग को बहुत सहायता मिली लोगों से, but still, the people are there. You have to go for the crowd management. And last but not the least, you have to clear the entire track in due course of time. So all these things are there as challenges. And on top of it, when you go for search and rescue operations in a place like a railway bogie or railway coach, you have a different technology to use. You have to be very cautious of the fact that the victim is still alive and you don't put any harm to him. At the same time, you have to see the safety of the responders also. Nothing goes wrong with the life of the responder. And you cannot carry so many heavy equipment, like, for example, earth movers. You can't carry very many big cutters also. So these are some of the challenges that that NDRF faces. And on top of it, you have the lighting problem, communications problem. Suppose it gets dark. Yesterday it happened at 7:30 in the evening, and the whole night the operation continued. So all these things are there challenging, which perhaps the forces like NDRF have to face.